What's happening, YouTube? And welcome back to Pillar Chase 2. Kind of. So, in this video, there won't be any gameplay. I know. I'm not gonna lie to y'all guys. There's probably not gonna be any gameplays of Pillar Chase 2 anytime soon until, like, any further update comes out or exciting. I'm not gonna mention the other reason why. I'm gonna save that till later. But let me start off with what happened with Pillar Chase 2. For those who don't know, Pillar Chase 2 was actually closed temporarily. The reason why it was closed again was because there was some copyrighted stuff going on behind the scenes of the game. People were making theories. They're like, y'all want to guess who's getting taken out of the game? How much y'all want to bet that EXE and MX are being taken out? This and that. You know that usually when it comes to like Pillar Chase 2 and copyrighted issues, people always jump to the conclusion people always jump to conclusions of it's the characters that are being copyrighted, but yet we don't know what it could be. It could be the characters, it could be the chase themes, it could be the map, it could be like some sort of Easter egg. We don't know what it could be, but since people are already jumping to the conclusions that it's the characters, like, they're not wrong. It is usually the characters that are having copyrighted issues with. When all of this was going on, I was actually making theories of my own about which characters would get copyrighted or who would get removed. Now, before I tell y'all what actually happens after, this just shows that I was wrong about this whole thing, but I'm just gonna tell y'all my theory and then we're gonna talk about the aftermath. What was it, third or the other reason, whatever, why I'm not gonna be making videos on Pillar Chase 2 anytime soon. It's because literally half of the roster was taken out of the game.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
That being Baldi, Fighter Carnage, EXE, Stricken, and Springtrap.
Hey, Dookie.
Man, what the fuck you doing, bro? You on that weird ass shit, bitch?
What?
Dang, I was not expecting those characters to be removed. Okay, I was expecting Niloticus now, or at least Niloticus being one of them, and here's why. Back when Niloticus first released, which I believe was back in July 19th, 2024, I went to go check out the skins to see, you know, what they got for him, and I saw that he has a lot of skins that references Godzilla's, you know, different variants of Godzilla's in the movies. Like, he has a skin that references Godzilla Jr., Godzilla Millennium, all the variants of Godzilla in the Monsterverse. He has Heisei Godzilla, not really, it's just Burning Godzilla, but either way, same character. He has Godzilla Earth, he has Zilla, which I know that specifically this is actually just a reference to Zilla from Ark, but I just like calling him Zilla. You don't got a problem with that, right? But there was actually still another Niloticus skin that was still in development, and it was a skin that was referencing Shin Godzilla. You know, and I was actually really looking forward to the skin because I heard it was going to be ancient skins, and I don't remember if I explained this in my last video, but ancient skins are basically just skins for characters. Like, basically they have different running or walking animations, they have different voice lines, basically different everything, but same moveset. Like, they still play the same way, they just talk and look differently when they do it, obviously. So the Shin Godzilla skin was, again, it was supposed to be a ancient skin for Niloticus, but unfortunately before it could even get released, it got canceled. I haven't mentioned this before in any of my other videos. I want to say it was back in early 2024 and late 2023. Games that revolved around Godzilla, like Kaiju Universe, Kaiju Arisen, Project Kaiju, and just other Godzilla games that were popular, they all been like taken down because, you know, obviously they're copyrighted and they don't have a license to the characters, so they can't use them and make a game, and you know what I mean. I think it was like, I want to say like 3 months or 4 months later after that, you know, nothing really happened with Toho and them. Project Kaiju was actually brought back, but, you know, all they did was just rechange the characters, you know, basically like remodel them to make it, you know, original kaijus from the developers of Pillar Chase 2. I think like at some point they were just like, you know what, bro, just screw it, let's just release the Godzilla skins, put back Monsterverse Godzilla, put back Kong, basically just official skins you know, I actually had a code that had like you can unlock all these skins for free, but I think, you know, eventually Toho found out about that and they went ahead and went back to not only shut down their game, but like other people who were developing Godzilla games too. They raided Roblox twice for Godzilla related content. I think it was the second raid is the reason why Blade Ninja just decided to just cancel the Shin Godzilla skin. Yeah, with that happening, I'm just thinking Blade Ninja will not make another skin that references to a Toho variant of Godzilla until I saw that he released Godzilla Earth and Burning Godzilla. You know, Burning Godzilla being just a version of Heisei Godzilla. Heisei Godzilla is basically kind of the icon for Godzilla, or it's just what Toho uses, like the face of Godzilla. In my head, I'm just like, don't you think this is kind of a bit risky? They're literally making a skin that has the face of Godzilla in their game, but they don't want to release a Shin Godzilla skin, which, I mean, I don't blame them, but at the same time, why wouldn't you be careful with the Heisei Godzilla skin just like you were with the Shin Godzilla skin? Even going on as far as to adding a Godzilla Earth skin. I don't know what Blade's doing, you know, I don't know him all like that. I'm just, you know, let him do him, you know what I mean? To my surprise, Nihiloticus was not taken out the game, or at least his skins were not taken out the game. Yeah, he was one of the few characters that were safe from being removed from the game, which I'm not gonna lie, I also expected that too, because Nihiloticus is an original character after all, so I don't think they would remove that. Or you know what, probably this whole thing had nothing to do with Toho. I was just like speculating. If it was copyright related, I was just always thinking about Nihiloticus, because Nihiloticus again is a reference to Godzilla. You know, a lot of things with the history of Roblox and Godzilla in the past, you know, it didn't go so well, especially if it involved like copyright and stuff. But to my surprise, these guys got removed, and I was just not expecting that. But yeah, that's just like that was just all my theory about, you know, why it was closed and all that. I also knew that, you know, it wouldn't be Aoni, because the official Aoni did a collab with Pillar Chase too, so like, you know, why would they copyright them while they're doing the collab? You know, it wouldn't make any sense. Actually, you know what, I want to say something. And this is to all the people that have ranked Pillar Chase 2 skins, but they kept saying that Gare and Do are the same. So let me be a Godzilla fanboy for a second. The difference with Do, or no, we're gonna start with Gare first. So Gare, look at him. Obviously he's a lighter brownish grayish color, right? And the blue on him is like much lighter than Do's. Now let's go to poses so we can see his stomach. Now when you look at his stomach, he has a secondary color that's like a brownish light color, you know what I mean? And you see, like that's what's different. But let's go, and also look, the dorsal fins, guys. Pay attention to the dorsal fins, man. Pay attention, man. Y'all don't do this, man. But I'll be noticing it, man.
You know this, man.
Let's go to Do. Okay, now he's darker, right? And obviously has different like dorsal plates, right? See that, right? And the blue in his eyes are much more blue, you know, they're not like light as Gare's, right? Do has no secondary color, so no, they're not the same. They might look similar, but they're not the same skin. Y'all are acting like the skins are just copy and paste of each other, but I get what y'all saying. They look similar, but don't ever say that these two are the same, all right? While Pillar Chase 2 was gonna be reopened today, hey, editing Vic Goji here. Yeah, I was wrong about that word today. The reason why this kind of took long is because I was expecting this to all be done that day that I just said it was. Yeah, it's probably like 5 days since the day you're just seeing that clip just now. Yeah, all this editing and all that like took way much longer than I thought it was. But yeah, just to let you know, that's my mistake right there. I'll let you continue on. Another character was supposed to be released along with it, and that being the Shadowborn. The Shadowborn was actually a reference to the neighbor from Hello Neighbor. Unfortunately, some stuff behind the scenes of the game, yeah, did not really go well. But guys, this is where we begin the drama part. As far as I know, the situation that happened with Tronus, Tronus is a Roblox Blender modeler and animator who is also the ex-developer of Project Kaiju and Pillar Chase 2. You can actually go on YouTube and find his videos. The most popular ones that I've seen on his channel are where Project Kaiju Godzilla versus the Pillar Chase 2 monsters. You should probably go check them out. I just think they're great. You know, I think they should, be acknowledged. Like, why not? But the situation that happened with Tronus, apparently Tronus lied about his age. He said that he was 17. He's actually 16 years old, which just a year younger than what he claimed to be. Everybody thought he was a predator because he was talking to a 14-year-old and the 14-year-old was making sexual jokes with him. I guess somehow like this all got out. Other developers found out about this and just decided to fire him. Still have some people thinking that he's a predator when probably don't even know the whole situation that had happened. I'm actually going to show some screenshots right here. Bam. Even the 14-year-old post and all that. To be honest, in my opinion, I don't think that Tronus is a predator. I mean, convince me, like, if you think he is. I'm just going by what I've seen on Twitter so far, because some people already in the comments of some posts said that, he's a predator, this and that, when they probably don't even know that he's actually 16 and the person who he is talking to is 14. You see, it's not that much of a big age gap. I mean, it would have been worse if he was actually 17, but he's not. That's just the only bad part about the situation, is that he just lied about his age. I mean, we all lied about our age at some point in our life. I mean, if you haven't, then I don't know, something's wrong with you. Like, I just feel bad that, he feels like humiliated and just embarrassed, which it makes sense. Like, Brody, you lied about your age, so yeah, a lot of people are gonna be like irritated with that. Now let me be clear on to those who aren't really getting it of what I'm trying to say about why Tronus isn't a predator, and it was just all a misunderstanding. So on the internet, Tronus claimed that he is 17, right? Again, was a lie. So this whole time he was 16. Talking to the 14-year-old, 16 and 14 aren't far apart. Again, if he was actually 17, yes, that would have been bad. So no, I'm not defending a predator. I'm defending somebody who's being accused of a predator. So no, Tronus is not a predator. He should be mistaken for a predator. Just those people who still believe in that, you still have to do your research before you say anything like that. Otherwise, it's just, no offense, but it makes you look stupid. Situation leading to Shadowborn's is, being canceled in the game.
What?
Now, you could probably already just tell that Shadowborn was modeled by Tronus. Unfortunately, besides Shadowborn, other things like the Inkfill map that was also coming to Pillar Chase 2, and if I'm not mistaken, there is also like a original version of what Boris would have looked like. I'm gonna just put it on screen right here. And he also gonna make it to Pillar Chase 2 because, again, made by Tronus. Good outcome about all of this is that everything that was made by Tronus that is already implemented in the game will not be removed. So that means they won't be removing Inkfill or any of Inkfill's skins, which is good because I almost got a heart attack there. So mainly all of this was just affecting any future projects that was being worked on by Tronus. So yeah. Noticing that there's different avatars and I sound different, that's because it took me a while to make this video and to edit it. So yeah, hopefully you understand.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I really do hope that everything I just said was enough for you to understand like the whole context of everything. But other than that, I wanted to make the video so you guys won't be left clueless on some stuff you're not aware of. But I'm gonna go ahead and end it off here. So be sure to slap that like button and be sure to subscribe if you're interested on me doing more gameplays and me breaking down my opinions.